Hello everyone. For all the CA interest students, over a long period you are requesting for the chapter Audit and Auditors. So in that regard, I am making a very quick super fast revision on the chapter Audit and Auditors. And this chapter I will be covering in two different parts. Each part will be not more than 35 to 40 minutes. Listen to those two parts carefully such that 6 marks will be yours for sure. Okay, let us begin with our concept. What is the name of the chapter? Audit and Auditors. It starts with section number 139, ends with section number 148. In that regard, the important concepts in this particular Audit and Auditors chapter, first I will be covering those in the first part. Less important concepts I will take in the second part. When it says important, not from the exam's point of view, difficulty level. So first, the most important and difficult level concepts I will cover in the first lecture. Second lecture will be covering out the less important and less difficult ones. Okay. So let us begin our session on the audit and auditors. So see here, the name of the chapter, Audit and Auditors. This chapter starts with 149, ends with 148. First thing, before even we start with the concept, let me put before you what are the most important concepts for the exams. Okay, for the coming examination, which concepts are very, very important. Okay, number one, 139, 140, 141, 144. These are the four sections which are very, 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 very important for the coming examination. Okay, that doesn't mean that I am going to cover only those. I am going to cover all the sections, but these sections are of very, very important. Okay, in that especially 139 and 140 are very, very important for the coming exam as well. Okay, let us begin with our concepts, audit and auditors. Okay, first, in my material, subsection wise I divided the content. What wise? Subsection wise. Let us first understand what is the concept covered in the first topic. Appointment of auditors at the AGM. Appointment of auditors at the AGM. There is another connected section to this. Appointment of first auditor. 139.6, 139.7. Two connected sections we are going to read first. Okay, both are on 139a, but we are going to divide them and read for understanding purposes. Okay, let us begin. So let us first start with the concept of first auditor. Okay, first listen carefully to the concept. Point number one, how a first auditor will be appointed, it depends on which kind of company it is. Which kind of company it is. What kind of company? The first kind of company is governed by section 139 subsection number 7, which says that the company is a government company. The company is a government company, or any company owned or controlled by central government or state government, or partly by central government or partly by one or more state government. Okay, so this is the situation. If it is a government company or owned or controlled by the governments, not 51%, any other way, if 51% it is there, government company. Okay, or any other company owned directly or indirectly, directly or indirectly, that means not a government company, but control is there by the government either directly or indirectly, may not be 51 but less than 51. Those kind of government controlled entities and the government companies per se, how first auditor will be appointed. First auditor, name lone clear, the first auditor of that particular company, how he will be appointed. First auditor of a company will be appointed by the C and AG. Who? C and AG, Controller and Auditor General. They will appoint within how many days? 60 days of incorporation. Registration means incorporation. Okay, so CAG has to appoint within 60 days of incorporation. If CAG fails to appoint within 60 days, then board has to appoint within next 30 days. If board also fails to appoint within next 30 days, board will inform the members to appoint the first auditor within 60 days at the AGM. That means time limits will be like this. First, within, this is the date of registration. Within 60 days, CAG shall appoint. Appointed and well and good. Not appointed, okay, not appointed within next 30 days until 90th day, board of directors has to appoint it. Even within this 90 days, if they couldn't appoint, the board shall inform the company who will appoint within the next 60 days. Within the next 60 days means 150 days, okay, at the AGM, at the EGM, appoint the first auditor. So tell me, what are the time limits applicable? 60, okay, 60 plus 30 plus another 60, which means what? Technically, C&AG has to appoint within 60 days of incorporation. If C&AG fails to appoint, you have to appoint within next 30 days. Board has to appoint. Board also fails, they will inform the company. Company in AGM should appoint the first auditor within 60 days at a EGM. Sir, why sir EGM? Why not AGM? In the AGM, first auditor will go out of the company and he will become the subsequent auditor of the company. Okay, first auditor can become the subsequent auditor. Means the life of the first auditor will be till the conclusion of first AGM. Till the conclusion of first AGM. Sir, first AGM he will go out completely. He cannot be reappointed. We will see that also. Okay. Next, sir, if the company is a government company, this rule will apply. If the company is not a government company, first auditor has to appoint it within 30 days of incorporation. Who will appoint? Board of directors. If board fails to appoint, board shall inform the shareholders who will conduct the EGM and appoint within 90 days. Appoint within 90 days. Where? At the EGM. So here the time limit will be 30 plus 90. 30 plus 90. First auditor shall be appointed by board within 30 days of registration. If board fails to appoint the first auditor within 30 days of registration, the board shall inform the members of the company who shall appoint the first auditor within 90 days at a EGM. Are you understanding the point or not? Okay. So this is a point. So for government companies and government owned entities, next one is a normal company we completed. Summary of time limits. Generally 60 days. C&H anyway will not appoint. In case of other companies, board will appoint next 30 days. Here 30 days they will appoint. If they don't, within next 60 days, here 90 days. Okay. Next, once the first auditor is appointed, till when he will continue? Till the conclusion of first AGM. Definition of government company we already know. Okay, that's it. This is the main concept that you need to understand regarding the first auditor of a company. Next, the first auditor concept over. How subsequent auditors are appointed? Okay, how the subsequent auditors are appointed? See here. First one. Whenever the first auditor is appointed, he will continue till what? Conclusion of first AGM. In that first AGM, what will happen? See there. The provisions of 139(1) are applicable to all companies except government companies, any other company owned or controlled by central government, state government, etc. Why? For that, C&AG appointment will apply. Normal provisions will not apply. Okay, members will not appoint. C&AG will appoint. Therefore, applicable to all companies except government companies or government controlled entities. Next, appointment and reappointment of auditors till 6th AGM means once a person is appointed as an auditor, individual is appointed as an auditor, that individual auditor will continue for a period of 6 years. Technically, not 6 years, sorry, 5 years from the first AGM. Means what? He will continue from the conclusion of first AGM till the 6th AGM. Tenure will be 5 years. Tenure will be 5 years. First AGM to second AGM, third AGM, fourth AGM, fifth AGM, sixth AGM. Means how many years totally he is continuing? 5 years he will continue till the end of sixth AGM. At the first AGM, every company shall appoint an individual. Either individual they should appoint or firm they should appoint as an auditor. That person appointed will continue till the sixth AGM. Means how many years maximum? 5 years. Okay. Next. After the first AGM, when any appointment of auditor is made at any AGM, the auditor so appointed shall hold the office till the conclusion of 6th AGM, with the AGM wherein such appointment has been made being counted as a first AGM. This is 139(1) read with rule number 3, subsection number 7, sub rule number 7. What is that point? Just read, we will discuss. So, the simple procedure is First auditor will be appointed by the board of directors. Other than for a government company, the board has to appoint within 30 days. Board fails to appoint, okay, if the board fails to appoint, as I already said, the shareholders in a EGM to appoint the first auditor. I appointed first auditor, okay. After that, 2 years after, I wanted to appoint another stat auditor. Can I? Yes. The person, whoever you appointed, for example, at the end of third AGM, you appointed another auditor. Now, what will happen? That auditor will continue till sixth AGM from that AGM onwards. Means what? Third AGM, if he is appointed, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Till the eighth AGM, he can continue. Understood the point or not? So that's the point here. Next, rule as of now not required. Let us go into the sections first. Lastly, we will discuss about the rules. Next one, reappointment of retiring auditor. Okay, what is this? Reappointment of retiring auditor means whenever a particular AGM is completed, okay, from the conclusion till the end of sixth AGM, he will continue. Till the end of sixth AGM, he will continue. In the meanwhile, he can continue or not? Yes, he is automatically reappointed every year unless in the following conditions. Okay, that means every AGM they will check that he is not disqualified for reappointment. He is not disqualified. Means if he is disqualified, he cannot be reappointed. What are the disqualifications? We will see. Next, he has not given, okay, he has not given to the company a notice in writing of his unwillingness to be reappointed. Means what? He has given his unwillingness clearly. He said that I don't wanted to continue in this company. Okay, if he has not given, he will be reappointed. If he has given unwillingness, he cannot be reappointed. Okay, or AGM la special resolution has been passed. If it has not been passed, you can be reappointed. If special resolution is passed in the AGM, or appointing some other auditor in your place, means you are going out, or resolution pass some other appointed or not, I don't know, we don't want you, that's all. So providing expressly that he shall not be reappointed, some other is appointed or not, entirely different story, we don't want you. Okay, that means the desperation of the shareholders to get rid of you is very clear. In that case, you cannot reappoint the retiring auditor. In all other cases, every AGM he will be retiring and reappointed till the end of sixth AGM. Means what? First AGM you are appointed. Every AGM you will be reappointed for 5 times. One 5-year term is completed. Again, you will be taking a cooling off period of another 5 years. After that, you can again get appointed. How that rotation happens, we will see later. So first, you are appointed in the first AGM. From the conclusion of first AGM till the conclusion of sixth AGM, you can continue. In the meanwhile, so many 5 AGMs are there na. In all those AGMs, what will happen? You will be reappointed. When you will be reappointed, if you are not disqualified, or you didn't show any unwillingness, or special resolution is not passed for appointing some other person in your place, or passing a resolution not to continue you. Okay, in all these cases, retiring auditor will be reappointed. Next one, if no reappointment decision was taken, okay, no reappointment, that means they didn't say yes, they didn't say no, nothing is taken, no decision is taken, then the existing auditor shall continue. Okay, next. So what are the points we completed? 139 first AGM appointment, first auditor completed, appointment of auditors other than first auditor completed. Next, rotation we will separately discuss. There are some important sections, let us see. Appointment of a subsequent auditor in case of a government company. Now we have seen normal auditor, not the government auditor. Means government company auditor we didn't see. Normal company auditor, what to say, whenever you want to appoint subsequent, appoint at the first AGM conclusion, continue till the sixth AGM conclusion. Clarity. Government shareholders won't appoint. Therefore, in case of government company or government owned company, who will appoint? CAG shall appoint in respect of a financial year, appoint an auditor within 180 days of commencement of financial year. Within 180 days of commencement of financial year. Commencement of financial year. 1st April it will be commenced in 180 days from that day. C and AG will appoint the auditor. From this, what you have to understand? That's why in section 139 they said that section does not apply to government companies. That's why government company, like every year appointment will be made. One time appointed for till 6th AGM, that concept is not there. Every AGM la, okay, every AGM once completed, once the financial year starts, within 180 days C and AG shall appoint the auditor for that financial year. Okay. Next one. Next one. Before going into next one, I will first discuss about appointment. We discussed the removal of auditor. Okay. How to remove auditor? Removal of auditor require special resolution, not just a special resolution. Removal is a special circumstance. It requires the previous approval of central government. Okay. Previous approval of central government. Okay. First, procedure for obtaining CG approval and passing special resolution. What is the procedure of passing special resolution? Procedure of applying CG approval. See there. So two things we said. Special resolution must be passed. Central government permission has to be taken. But how? Procedure. An application shall be made to CG in form number ADT2. Okay. Application shall be accompanied by fees. The application shall be made to CG within 30 days of passing the board resolution. Means before before passing a resolution to remove the auditor, first a board meeting will be conducted. Okay. Within 30 days of passing that board resolution, you have to apply to the central government. The company shall hold GM within 60 days of receipt of approval of central government for passing special resolution. Means first special resolution, next central government, or first central government, later special resolution. First central government, later special resolution should be passed within 60 days of receipt of approval of CG. Okay. Before removing the auditor, give him an opportunity of being heard. Means give him a chance to speak. Okay. So summarize. Special resolution, CG approval. Apply for the CG in form ADT2. Within how many days? 30 days of board resolution. After that, conduct the EGM within 60 days of receipt of approval of central government. Before removal, give him an opportunity of being heard. Next one. Resignation of auditor. Can an auditor resign? Why not? Like a director, auditors also can resign. Okay. See here. Duty of auditor. When an auditor resigns, if he resigns, first thing is he should give the resignation in writing. Where it was said, he should give in a form ADT3. When I say form, you should write and give it. So, when an auditor resigns, he shall file a statement in prescribed form. Okay. In that, what will be there? In that, reasons for resignation, facts of the resignation. Okay. Next, to whom I should file? I should file with two people. Number one, company. Number two, ROC. Let the board of directors and shareholders know about it, and the government should know. That's why CG. Sorry, that's why registrar. In case of government company or government owned entity, C and AG also you should send. Three people you should send. In case of government company. Sir, within how many days I should file this? Within 30 days from the date of your resignation, or else this penalty will get attracted. Okay. Next. Removal, resignation over. Okay. Next. Remuneration of auditors. Okay. Remuneration of auditors. Who will fix the remuneration? Remuneration will be fixed by general meeting. Shareholders only will fix the remuneration of auditors. Okay. Next. In case of first auditor, in case the first auditor is appointed by the board, then it will be fixed by the board. We told na, generally the first auditor must be appointed within 30 days of incorporation by the board of directors. In that case, board only will fix the remuneration. Okay. In all other cases, general meeting will fix the remuneration, or general meeting will tell the manner of fixing the remuneration. Next, what will be included in the remuneration? Remuneration shall include the following. Okay. First, in addition to the fees payable, means whatever audit fee we have to pay. Okay. In addition to that, it also includes the following. Okay. For his transportation. Okay. Every single thing associated with audit, all expenses incurred by the auditor in connection with the audit, that also should be paid back to him. Okay. Next, any facility extended to the auditor. If they say that we will give, for example, auditor is in Hyderabad, he has to come to Delhi for audit. Okay. From Hyderabad to Delhi, whatever the airfare facility you promised him, that you should pay back to him. However, it shall not include paid for any other service. Means what? For example, I am an auditor and I am also giving some legal advices to you. Okay, for that I will charge separately. That is different. Audit fee is different. Okay, so first, who will fix remuneration? CG will fix, C and AG will fix, general meeting will fix in case of any auditor other than government auditor. Okay, so general meeting will fix, or general meeting will fix the manner in which it has to be paid. Next, in case of first auditor, who is appointed by board, board only will decide the remuneration for that limited period till the conclusion of first AGM. In that remuneration, what will be included? Your expenses, facilities that we promise you. But remuneration for other services you provide will not be included into the audit fee. Separately, it will be paid. Next. Okay. Next one. Next one is branch audit. Which audit? Branch audit. Okay. Let us see. The first point. Branch audit means what? Companies can have the branches. For that branch, separate auditor will be appointed. That auditor appointed for a branch audit, we call him as a branch auditor. Okay. The accounts of any branch office in India shall be audited by company's auditor or any person qualified for appointment as auditor of the company. Means who is not disqualified, who is qualified, such person. Either our main auditor has to audit the branch office or some other person who is qualified to become auditor of the company shall do the branch audit. So this is branch within India. Either our company auditor will go and audit or some other person will be appointed who is eligible to become the auditor. That person will audit the branch. Sir, if the branch is outside India, then what is my situation? If the branch is situated outside India, it can be audited either by company's auditor, okay, or according to the law of that country. If any accountant or any other chartered accountant type, for example, India we call chartered accountant, USA we don't call chartered accountant, we call CPA. That fellow can do the audit of that particular branch outside India. Okay, next. What are the duties of the auditor? In case of branch audit, his powers and duties will be same like that of the normal company auditor. Okay, next. See here. The duties and powers of the company's auditor with reference to the audit of branch shall be contained in 143, subsection number 124. Simply, whatever normal rights and powers are given for the auditor in case of normal company books of accounts, branches also you will have the same powers. Okay, next. The provisions regarding reporting of fraud by auditor shall also extend to such branch auditor. Whenever he identifies any fraud, fraud has to be reported in his audit report and to the shareholders. Same applicable even in case of frauds found in the branch office. Report of branch auditor. Generally, auditor will give a audit report in the AGM. Okay, like that. Branch auditor will give a branch audit report. So the branch auditor shall prepare the accounts of the branch. Branch auditor shall send his report to the auditor of the company. Okay, if he is the auditor, he can keep with him, or else if separate branch auditor is appointed, he shall forward the report to the main auditor. The auditor of the company shall deal with the report of the branch auditor in his report. Means if both the auditors are two different auditors, this auditor has to attach the branch auditor report to his audit report. Next one, auditor to comply with auditor's auditing standards. Like accounting standards, there are auditing standards as well. Every auditor shall comply with accounting standards as well as auditing standards as well. Okay, sir, how the auditing standards will be prepared? First stage number one, ICAI will recommend. Who will recommend? ICAI. Once whatever the ICAI recommended, it will go to a person called as NFRA. Okay, NFRA will make its comments. Okay, NFRA will make its comment. ICAI will prepare the standards, recommend them to the NFRA. NFRA will examine, it may make its own recommendations. Stage number 3 la CG examine the recommendations of NFRA and finalize the auditing standards applicable. Okay, that's it. That's the point we need to remember up to here. Next one, auditor not to render certain services. Means certain things auditors should not do. Maybe in the audit you might have learned there are 5 threats to the auditor's independence. In that, the first threat is self-interest threat. Second one, self-review threat. Third one, familiarity threat. Fourth one, intimidation threat. Which threat? Intimidation threat. Like this, there are next one is last one is the advocacy threat. Correct. I will give you the first example. Self-interest threat, self-review threat. If self-interest threat means I am the shareholder of that company, I am the auditor of that company. If I give audit report against it, share prices will fall. Simply to tell, market will get influenced by my audit report. Therefore, in the self-interest of mine, I will not give a bad audit report even though if it is bad. Therefore, you should not be the shareholder. Like that they say. Self-review. Self-review means what? Auditor will comment on the books of accounts. Okay? Will comment on the financial statements. If you prepare the financial statements and you have to comment, it will be like you writing exam and you are only valuing. Therefore, certain services auditor should not render. Okay, what services only auditor should do? Such audit services approved by the board. If company has audit committee will tell this is the things you have to do. Those only auditor has to do. Scope of audit will not be determined by audit committee. Audit committee will tell that, sir, you are the auditor. Within the scope of audit, you can do anything because powers are given to the auditor from the Companies Act. Management will not decide the scope of audit. Listening or not? So therefore, next, prohibited services. Auditor is not allowed to provide certain services, either directly or indirectly, either to the company or to the holding or subsidiary company. What do you mean company? The company in which I am the auditor. In that company, I am prohibited to do this. Not only in that company, in the holding subsidiary also, I should not do this. Accounting and bookkeeping. If I do accounting and bookkeeping, how can I comment on my financials? Next, internal audit. One of the duty of the statutory auditor is to comment on the internal controls. If I am the internal auditor and I am the stat auditor, why I will tell that internal audit department is bad? Okay, next, design and implementation of any financial information system. Simply that SAP, okay, SAP, okay, or ERP package, that development I am there. Then what will happen? I am only implementing the financial information systems. Why I will comment that those are bad? Again, this is also related to internal controls. Actuarial services. Actuarial services. Actuarial services means valuation. What will? Valuation. Simply, land and building has to be revalued. Who should revalue? Actuary has to revalue. Okay. If auditor itself is doing the actuarial services, okay, auditor itself is doing the actuarial services and he has to comment on the value of land and building, I will only do the valuation, I will only give the report. Huh? Not possible. Like that, accounting and bookkeeping, internal audit, design and implementation of financial information systems, actuarial services, investment advisory, investment banking, all these kinds of services, auditor is prohibited to do. Okay, that's it. Next, this is old provision, no need to read now. Okay, when Companies Act came, this is a point. That's why commencement of this act 2013 provision. As of now, there is no relation for this. Next, here he said directly or indirectly you should not provide. That directly means I should not directly provide any of these services. Indirectly means what? I will not provide. I will provide either myself or through my relative I will provide to the company. That is also not permitted. Okay? To the relative or any other person connected or associated with such individual. Okay? Next, his partners, friends, etc. Through any other entity in which such individual is having significant control. There is a firm. In that firm, I am having 70% capital. I will ask that firm to provide these services. That is also not allowed. Okay? Nor your trademark, your brand also should not provide such services. Means simply either you or any of your related parties should not provide these services either to the company or to its holding or to its subsidiary. Okay, next. Sir, auditor is not individual, he is a partner. Then what will happen? Okay, auditor should not render such services either directly or indirectly. Auditor is not an individual, it's a firm. Then what will happen? That firm also should not provide any of these services. Okay, either by itself or through its partners. Firm is prohibited means can partners do? Partners also cannot do. Okay, partners also cannot do. Or through its parent, subsidiary or associate entity. Okay, Next, or through any other entity in which such a firm is having significant influence, or any brand name owned by that firm, okay, used by that firm or by its partners. These all things should not provide these services. Okay, summarize everything now fastly. It's a revision class now. Revise everything very fast from the exams point of view. If a question comes, how to write? Auditor has to provide only such services approved by the board. Number one, over. Okay, such services mean which services? Services other than audit service. Audit is anyway governed by law. Other than audit, which service you can provide? You can provide such services approved by the board or audit committee, but not these. Accounting and audit, bookkeeping services, internal audit, okay, financial information system designing, actual services, investment advice, investment banking. Auditor is prohibited. When I say you are prohibited, not just you through your relatives, okay, or any entity in which you are having significant control, or any brand name you are owning. Any of these should not do. Same applicable also for the firm of partners. Next one, 145 section. Signing audit report. Okay. The audit report shall be signed only by the person appointed as an auditor of the company. Means authorized representatives, agents should not sign. If you are appointed, you should only sign. Sir, audit report I should only sign. Other than audit report, there are many other statements, schedules, everything will be there. On that, any other document also shall be signed or certified only by auditor. Means other than auditor, no one should sign on financials. Next. Next. You know na, in audit report, there are four kinds of report. Clean report, okay, clean report, or unqualified opinion, qualified opinion, adverse opinion, disclaimer. Okay, unqualified opinion means clean, no reservations, no qualifications. If there is a qualified opinion that is given, it may be adverse, it may be a disclaimer as well. So the qualifications means what? Complaints, observations or comments on financial statement which may have adverse effect on functioning shall be mentioned in the audit report. Not just writing in the audit report, it should be read before the company in GM, and members should be allowed to inspect that audit report. Next. Another power in 146 section. Auditors right to attend general meeting. That means whenever company conduct a general meeting, notices will be given for general meeting, correct or not? Or communication will be given. Whenever any notice or communication of general meeting is given, that should be given also to the auditor. That's why in the general meeting chapter we will read notice to whom, general meeting notice to the members, deceased members ki legal representative, insolvent members ki official assignee, and also to the auditors you should send. Okay, so any notice of general meeting must be forwarded also to the auditor. Auditor shall attend the GM. Okay, that means it's not mandatory. Generally you can attend. The auditor may attend the general meeting either himself. Attendance to general meeting can be made either himself or through the authorized representative. Okay, next. In the company articles, they can write that it can exempt the auditor from attending to general meeting. Whenever something affects auditor, for example, auditor is getting removed in the general meeting. Okay, auditor is getting removed in the general meeting. Special resolution is required. Na? At that time, auditor will be given a chance to be heard. Means what? He will speak, shareholders will listen. He will get a right to speak. Contravention provisions, I always tell, I will not discuss, just read and leave. This is a punishment for contravention. Any section between 139 and 146, if you violate, this is the punishment. Okay, that's it. This is all what I wanted to discuss in part 1 of the audit chapter. Part 1 I completed all the small areas and important areas as well. Part 2 another 4 important sections I will cover. With that, this auditors chapter problem will be completed. Like this, another half an hour to 45 minutes you spend, you will complete auditors. Okay, revision I have done. I didn't do like a regular session. Properly revision means what? In exam what is required, that's only we covered. Okay, along with that, do some past exam questions, enough.